Hello everyone, welcome back to Critical Hit, the one-stop show for everything news, reviews and opinion-based videos on everything geek and gamer culture. I am Milanus, and okay, this is one that I know has been out for a while. A lot of people have talked about it, a lot of people have already discussed this, a lot of people have already talked about it. But I have been off, with my PC being FU'd, and I really want to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it, even though it's like old news, and I apologise, don't worry, up-to-date stuff will be coming soon afterwards. This is more like a little snuggly way for me to get back in to the groove of things. And the fact that I must admit that I think Xaviant have lost their fucking minds for what they're doing. Those of you who don't know, The Culling was sort of a proto Battle Royale sort of game. In fact, it takes no issues with reminding you over and over and over again that it was the original mainstream Battle Royale game. But of course, doing something first doesn't always mean that you do something good, you know what I mean? And The Culling was a decent foundation, to say the least. It came out in early access back in 2016, 17, something like that. But due to the way that the developers updated the game and changed it, and I don't think made very much progress in terms of visuals and the way it was, you know, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it really retained the audience that it first had. In fact, it started to bleed numbers very soon. And before you knew it, everyone had given up on The Culling, or a lot of people already had. And those who were sticking by it were hoping that it would get better. But then, after only 2 months of coming out of early access, Xaviant announced that they were shutting The Culling down. December of 2017, The Culling was indeed halted in terms of updates and development, and they announced that they would be leaving it, and immediately afterwards announced The Culling 2, which, if you haven't seen it, you can look up gameplay videos, check out Jim Sterling's video on it. It is basically a bare bones rip-off of Fortnite and PUBG. And it's shamelessly copying every aspect of the game. It stripped everything of the identity of what made The Culling seem unique, interesting, and replaced it with fuck all. It was nothing. It was bare bones, it was boring, it was stupid, and it was trend chasing. Ironically, a trend that The Culling had helped get started, or was the prototype before the explosion. It was like it was something that just came before it, and if they had just focused and possibly gone on there, they could have made The Culling maybe more than it was, but instead, the more that they updated the game, the more people turned on it, the more they thought it was a subpar, and they just abandoned it. And then the developers abandoning it outright in favour of just another fucking Battle Royale game. Bare bones, barely functional, doesn't work, visually absolutely appalling, and like I said, had no identity. No identity. And most importantly of all, no one was playing the fucking thing. No one was playing it. No one cared. No one cared whatsoever. As a matter of fact, in less than a fucking week into its launch, The Culling 2 had to be pulled from sale, issued refunds to everyone who bought it, and shut down all the servers. Within 7 days of it launching, they had to do this. And if we go down to here, look, only tells part. The fans of The Culling were very disappointed when it came out of early access in October 2017, and got a whole 2 months of support before Xaviant stopped development entirely and moved on to a sequel no one was asking for because they already had it. It was called PUBG and Fortnite. I think in that area we owe you an apology, Van Velde said, because when we thought back to the day one of The Culling and how we handled that launch, we realised we changed too much too fast. I know there was something very unique and very special about that game, and we were too eager to modify and rebalance and to retune. You mean chase the fucking trend. I don't say you retuned as much as you stripped out its entire fucking identity, pushed out a subpar Battle Royale, and tried to chase a trend that has already been chased by other people with a lot more money, who had a lot more success, and even they were disappointed by the result. And so the game... after only 1 week, The Culling 2 was pulled, and they announced they were going to refocus themselves on the original Culling. Well, I say recently, this is probably very fucking late now. This is where this comes in. The Culling Origins, which is a retooled and revamped version of The Culling. One of the first, as they like to remind you, one of the first Battle Royale games. And it was bringing out on Xbox One. However, and they issued it with this statement. The Culling is one of the pioneers of the Battle Royale genre, and even today, it stands alone as a unique up-and-close and personal combat experience. We get messages every day, I seriously doubt it, from players who want The Culling to come back. And for the last several months, we've been working to make that happen. Our new approach focuses on sustainability. We've optimized our systems to keep server costs low, and we've shifted our monetization approach. You fucking have, we'll get to that in a minute. to ensure that the players will be able to visit the island for years to come. I give it another fucking month. Okay, at best. I'd say another week, but it's already been a fucking week at this point when I'm covering it. So basically, what have they done? What have they done? Well, they have introduced... The game already costs $5.99 to buy. $5.99, $6, okay? And with this new monetization scheme, you get tokens. And these are called match tokens. And you get... Originally, what was planned is you would get one token. You would get to play one game for what they called playing the game for free. Unless you won a game, which is very unlikely in a fucking Battle Royale game, it would grant you another token. And then they would sell you packs of online match tokens to purchase. 3 tokens for 99 cents, 10 tokens for $2.99, and 20 tokens for $4.99. On top of the asking price that was already to get you into the game. This was pay to play. I can't believe they fucking did this. I cannot believe they did this. They talked about it was Xbox One graphical quality, dramatic, you know, blah, 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 high resolution, AI behavior overhauled, player stamina, whatever, little tweaks going around here. But this is the part we want to go through. This thing right here. Players can play one match free online every day. This has since been tweaked, but this is how they initially announced it. This fucking monetization scheme. And you see down here, the alternative. Online passes provide unlimited online play, can be purchased for 7 days for $1.99. And what's the fucking point of buying the tokens? Or 30 days. Now this is what they're actually trying to get you to do. They have introduced this. What people think, when people think, oh, this is terrible, it is terrible, but they don't really want you to buy this, in my opinion. That's not what they want to do. They want to make such a shitty fucking move here that they want to entice you to fucking buy an online subscription, basically. They want to introduce the online subscription. Like, there you go. For only $1 more, you get 20, you get unlimited. Only $1 more, you go from 20 tokens to, from 20 games, or, you know, an extra 30, so it'd be like 50 games if you go daily. You know, pay for unlimited use every month. Some people are just so gobsmacked by this monetization scheme, they're glossing over the fact that they have introduced this, the first one, to make the second one look much more appealing and non-egregious as possible. But a lot of people, of course, this has incited a lot of fucking backlash. Look at the fucking dislike. By the way, beep, adding to it. There you go. The dislike fucking ratio has been overwhelmingly negative. Who are these 403 people who are liking this shit, by the way? It's got to be trolls or something. I don't see how anyone would... Like, I cannot believe this. Well, I can believe this. This is, but I cannot believe how fucking egregious this is. This is on the level. This is the sort of thing I hope... I pray to fucking God that EA and Activision executives aren't watching this, because they have probably creamed their fucking jeans at this idea. This is the stuff that even they, as evil and fucking egregious as they are, wouldn't think to come up with on their own. And there we have this fucking bastard coming up with it, retweaking and refocusing the culling to basically try and monetize and fucking scalp people as much as they possibly can. And by the way, the game still looks like shit. It still looks like utter wank. What have they been doing? What have they been doing? I would hate to see what this looked like originally. Like, I know that it's... The animations are stiff. Graphics are fucking... They look like plastic. I know graphics aren't everything, but come on, mate. And for what they're asking and what they're giving you is absolute horseshit. What is the point? What is the point? Yeah. And so here we have Josh Van Velde, Director of Operations. The culling is back. You know, here we have his dev diary. He basically, you know, he's telling us about this. We'll see, you know, he reiterates down here everything that we said. Like, you guys have been asking for us to bring the culling back for as long as it's been shut down. I imagine that this game does have fans. I will not doubt that for 1 second. Even a small, like, cult-like fucking fandom. I'm sure there are a lot of people who love Shenmue 3 as well. We're happy to announce we're bringing the culling back. It's not about... He said, we want to tell you it wasn't as simple as a matter of turning it back on. There were some big handlings. Running a free-to-play game online can be expensive. It's not free-to-play, assholes. The bigger your player count, the more you spend on servers and back-end services when the Xbox... It's not free-to-play. Unless, of course, they did mention that if you have bought the game already, you have essentially got access, which I will bring up in my conclusion and what I'm thinking. Culling didn't have, you know, you're looking to work on monitor. you have to have a working monetization scheme. Oh god, in order to pay for everything. I love how he's talking about the game and only how the money aspects of it. He's not talking about the fans or how to make the game fun. No, he's talking about how he can fucking scalp people. And I love it. He called it a scheme. Never has a fucking word ever been more fucking appropriate. A scheme. It is a fucking scheme. The culling didn't have that. No, it didn't. We want to say we really appreciate everyone who did spend money on the game and when it was free to play. Your support is what kept it running as long as it did. He goes on to talk about how we examined the free to play model. It's not free. They talk about it like it's fucking free. It's not free. Not free. Fortnite free. Culling Origins not free. Why would they fucking do this? And they have unlimited fucking... Oh, you get to play that unlimited for free. Fortnite free. Culling Origins not free. You get one online or one line. Yeah, but this has been amended. I will give it that. If you want to play more than that, we'll be offering online match packs. Bloody fucking blah. He just goes on and on and on. And, you know, he tries basically... He talks about how they've doubled more than XP. They've got rid of all the loot boxes and stuff. So basically, they got rid of all of the egregious monetization only to introduce another, more egregious monetization scheme instead. And... so, yeah. This is what he said. And as you can guess... Woo! Looking good there! Look at that, by the way. Boing. So, yeah, not well received. This has had a fucking blowback. Especially considering after the bullshit that happened with the Culling 2. They say, received mostly negative for everyone who was fucking playing it. And so I wanted to cover this as soon as it went down. Unfortunately, the computer went down before this news went down. So I couldn't. And now I've got it fixed. I was thinking, better wait for them to fucking respond. And boy, oh boy, did they fucking respond. The Culling is live on the Xbox Store. This is where they, after the backlash, they increased the token count to 10 tokens per day. So you get 10 matches instead of just one. If you win one, you win additional tokens. Additionally, if you can win an offline match, you can earn an additional online match token. So, and then additional match plans. So basically, this was taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, in order to look like they were listening to the fan backlash. This is as classic an EA move as you can get. And so, yeah, look, whether or not they agree, they increase the fucking count, it doesn't matter, because you're paying to get in, and then you're fucking getting told you can't play anymore unless you give us the fucking money. Never have I known this to ever fucking happen outside of mobile games. Like, I'm sure there's somewhere that some fucking mobile game has this exact fucking monetization scheme, and even then it wouldn't be so fucking bad. But usually like I said, I'm fucking gobsmacked. I'm gobsmacked. I can't believe that this is happening. Well, it's just like, this idiot, this moron. I knew this guy was a fucking lunatic when I knew that he had pulled from the Culling in order to chase a trend that had been long since fucking conquered. And he would have no chance of ever being one of those mainstream contenders, especially if with the game that he released, you had already got with Fortnite and PUBG, and like the original Culling had like personality. It presented itself like a Hunger Games game show, and it was very bare bones in itself. And the more that they updated it, the more that people rebelled against it and didn't like it. But at least it had something. You got this, you have an idea, and then you got rid of that for just another PUBG and Fortnite clone. And that's what they threw the fucking baby out with the bathwater and put all their money behind on that horse, and it failed and fell on its face and then tumbled over onto the side and landed on some rusty spikes and impaled itself, and the jockey went over and broke both his legs, and they had to take him there away, and then they had to shoot the horse, and then it turns out they also had to shoot the jockey, and that's pretty much how fucking bad that race went. And that's pretty much the culling 2 in a nutshell. Just fell flat on his face, and it just kept getting worse and worse from there. Now they've done this culling Origins bullshit with this horrible abhorrent monetization scheme, and I was waiting because I knew there would be a response. I knew this fucking idiot would try and justify this because he is a fucking moron in every way absolute, and he has pretty much made it clear exactly where his loyalties lie in terms of trying to scalp his fucking audiences. The culling too, because he said in a response to his PC Gamer, he has said that the culling is keeping its pay-to-play system. But Xaviant has said that if it has any regrets, it's that how it was handled in terms of how it was announced. Okay, so let's talk about this one then. Turns out that this fucking lunatic did a interview, right? And he says, in retrospect, it was really obvious that one was not going to give us the flow. That one was not. What was he saying? Like, what? It was really obvious that one was not going to give us the flow of players. But we have to remember, we're kind of terrified of everybody coming back, overloading the servers, costing a ton of money. He's making it sound like he deliberately made people want to stay away. Well, if that's the fucking thing you plan, mate, good on you. You know, you fucking nailed that. Costing us a ton of money and not spending anything. We were afraid to turn that dial. You mean you were afraid to put out the game that you were putting out if you can't... Oh. Okay. We onboarded 1 million new players very quickly, Van Velde recalls. I really doubt you did. I mean, you had a lot of players, but you never had 1 million new players. I know you're being hyperbolic, but fucking hell. Which was overwhelming in some ways. And at the time, we didn't have visibility right away into their spending habits. See what I mean by he keeps talks about the spending habits, not whether or not the people enjoyed the game, or if the gameplay was good, or if people were enjoying it, or if they were liking it. No, it's all about the fucking money. It's all about the spending habits with this guy. It's all about the fucking monetization with this guy. It's all he can ever talk about. It's all he ever fucking talks about when he's talking about this game, is how he can monetize it and fucking get money from people. I know that the idea of a fucking company is to make money. Okay, I know. I'm not fucking stupid. But here's the thing. Here's how it will work. If you make a fucking good game that people like and enjoy and want to play, they will play it. And when they play it, they will spend money on it. But if you fucking do this, you blatantly are going to alienate them and push them towards the competition. I genuinely am like, did you get paid off by other companies to try and push your audience towards them? Is that what happened? Did they give you like an Epic Store exclusivity deal? It says, hey, if you do this monetization scheme, we'll slide this under there. We'll slide this. Oh, fuck. I can't see what. I don't know what he is doing or why he thinks this is a good idea. There is no way this can look good to anyone. And yet here he is actually defending it. The man has lost his fucking mind. It took us a while to kind of realize what the monetization looked like relative to our own AWS costs. But we were spending tens of thousands of dollars every month. I'm not going to call bullshit on that one because I don't know what AWS costs are. But tens as in multiple tens? So you're looking at, what, $20,000 a month? Every month? For AWS costs? Are you sure? Someone comment down below and tell me if that's bullshit. I don't want to call bullshit yet because I'm ignorant of that, and I don't want to be that guy who just immediately leaps to bullshit mode. Alright. We definitely weren't looking at it from the standpoint of somebody who says, hey, if this game is around for a year, I'm going to play it every day for a year. So basically this is a man who had no confidence in his own product. That's what he's saying now. I have no confidence in my own product. I don't believe that people are going to want to play this game. So I thought I would try and introduce a monetization scheme in order to try and scalp him as much as I possibly could, just to be safe. Instead, Van Velde and the team expected players to play periodically and only make a few purchases. That's not true. I've spent money on free-to-play games if I've enjoyed them and they've been good and I want to actually enjoy it on a different level.
That's how I'm like. Many free-to-play games I've put money into. I guess a lot of players were telling us that they consider themselves long-term players and they were not thrilled. No one, long-term, short-term, or any term, would be thrilled about this, asshole. Especially if there's somebody who purchased the game previously before it was free-to-play. You only just fucking worked this out? I don't understand you. You're contradicting yourself. You're telling people that you are millions of, all these people are emailing me every day saying, we want the culling back, we want the culling back, we want the culling back. You're saying that 1 minute and then saying, I don't know if people want to play this the next, so we've got to fucking push this monetization scheme down people's throat to ensure that we survive. I didn't, if so many people are fucking asking you to bring the fucking culling back, why are you so fucking uncertain that people are going to play this fucking game? I don't get what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how your brain works. You are a moron. You have contradicted yourself. Left and fucking right with this. We tried a model of getting huge and we couldn't afford to make it work. Huge. We tried to be huge. I think if we were backed by a big publisher and had deeper pockets when we had all those original free-to-play players, we probably could have done something with it. But we were not equipped to ride that storm out for 6 months and then grow it. Boo fucking who? No. What happened was after 2 months, after all those months of not listening to people and their feedback and updating the game in a certain way, people felt alienated and they left. That's what happened. That's what fucking happened, okay? It's not about the fucking pockets, okay? It's going down the, we're so poor, we don't have the resources. I've seen people do a lot better on a lot smaller budget, and because they have talent, okay? It's about talent, it's about ability to be able to maintain a good game. It's about ability to know fucking how to handle business, and about how to fucking handle the game. And if you had listened, instead of shutting the fucking thing down to chase a trend, you wouldn't be in this fucking position right now. Because you would have the culling as it originally was, and people would still be playing it. But you didn't listen. You fucked up more than once at this point now. And you repeatedly fell flat on your face, and now you're like, I need someone else to fucking save me. Alright. And he says if he could go back, he said he'd pitch it differently. And simplify things, believing that the model works, but that the messaging was garbled. It wasn't garbled, mate. We just fucking hated it because it was shit. Okay, there was nothing... That didn't come through. You didn't go, you get one batch a day, and you have to pay for the rest. It didn't... And, you didn't say that, and we had... That's not what fucking happened. We heard it, we thought it was horse shit, and we said, fuck you. Okay? That's what happened. Garbled. Fuck off. If you like it, or you want to try it, believe me, no one will. Please join us to try it. Just to try it out. See if you like it enough to spend money. Again with the if you want to spend money on it. In order to play the fucking thing, I have to spend money on it. I have to. I'm already have to. Try it and find out if you want to fucking spend money on it. It's $5.99 fucking 9. They keep talking like this game is free to play, but it's not free to play. And if you do, we'd love you to keep playing it. Of course you fucking would, because at that point you could make a purchase again with the fucking purchases. You could make a purchase. You could give us money. You could fucking buy into our monetization scheme. We hope you enjoy it, because if you enjoy it, that means you give us money. He's always about the fucking money, this guy. He has his head up his ass and he has his priorities wrong. Okay, asshole. Okay, I'm going to give you the fucking biggest tip that a person can have when it comes to developing a game. Biggest fucking tip. You want to know how to make people buy a fucking game? You want to know how to make money? You make a good fucking game. Simple as that. Make it fun. Make it enjoyable. Refocus. You want to refocus on the culling? You want to refocus? You said about refocusing on the original culling. How about you refocus on this aspect of the culling? The gameplay. The fucking visuals. the enjoyability, the game modes, the different ways, the creative ways, the aesthetics, the identity that makes your game unique. You know, the thing that pushes people to what, you know, that one thing about your game that makes it unique, that makes people stop and say, huh, I want to play that for a bit. If you focus on that, you'll sell the fucking game. And people will come and they will buy it and they will invest in more cosmetics and shit like that. And then you'll have money. That's how you make a good game. But if you don't have the talent or the ability to be able to do that, then fuck off and leave. And don't fucking shove your monetization down our throats, for fuck's sake. I love it. This, even the fucking guys have pretty much. And what I love here is that even PC Gamer are very fucking skeptical. It still seems like a hard sell for that game. That's not got some big competition. No fucking shit. Okay. So, this guy, this man, this moron, Josh Van Veld, Director of Operations at Xaviant, you are a idiot. That's my opinion. You are an idiot. You've either lost your fucking mind, or, and this is the more likely scenario, I'm going to give you my final thoughts now. We're wrapping it up here. But I don't think that this was in... The only way this looks like any way that you could possibly make this fucking work is if when he brings it back, like I said, he's done like this egregious monetization scheme and offered a much easier, much more palatable one in order that people focus on the bad one, and then so, and you know, the other one looks a lot less sinister in comparison. So that was the intent, in my opinion, from the start. He wanted to try and push this online subscription thing, but he had to make it seem worth it without putting any effort into the game. So in order to do that, he made a fucking egregious one and hoped that the fans of the culling would be stupid enough to buy into it without any sort of like real pushback, at least from the fans. And that's what I think he's trying to do. He's not actually trying to bring in that many more fans of the culling or bring people back, but he's trying to scalp the ones that are already there so that he can, because it's obvious from his interview when he's talking about it that he has no confidence in the culling as a product, and he doesn't have any confidence in it because it had its time and it fucked up, it fell flat on its face, and there's no way that it could possibly take back the push that it originally had. It had its one chance to make its first impression, it screwed it up. So the people who actually liked it and the hardcore fans, he's hoping to try and use the money from them, from the online pass, in order to sustain it. Not, you know, in order to still, you know, make enough money just to get by. And that's it. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't actually... That's the only way I can think that this is possibly not completely in fucking sane. This madman, that he's not completely idiotic. That's, you know... That's the only way this makes any fucking sense whatsoever. Because this is the dumbest idea ever. And it will... No one new is going to want to buy into this. As soon as they hear about this, because word travels fast on the internet and people have heard about this, I have wondered what... Because I want to know, if anyone's out there, what the sales figures are for the Xbox One. How many people have actually bought it? And how many new people have, like, you know, bought into it? How many more new fans has it brought in? Because I doubt it has. Because people can see what it is. You have to pay in order to pay to play. You pay the... It's bad enough as it is. But the fact that it has an upfront fee makes it absolutely disgusting. On every conceivable way. It's a fucking scam. It's a complete fucking scam. It's a scam on people who want to buy into this. And it's a scam for the people who already put their time and put their effort and want to see and actually like the game and want to see it succeed. He's trying to milk as much as he possibly can off people. It's all he ever fucking talks about. He doesn't talk about the game. He doesn't talk about how all the things that he plans to do in the future. He doesn't talk about new game modes or how he hopes to improve it and make it more fun. He talks about the fucking money. It's all he fucking does, and it's all he cares about. He's either money hungry or he's a fucking moron. And an insane moron at that. And either way, he's a cunt. Okay? So, I'll leave you on that one. Josh Van Velde, go fuck yourself. This is Critical Hit. I have been Adam. I'll see you guys in the next video. It's good to be back. Bounty for now.